Hey Konnect leaders, I'm Katie, and I'm excited to walk you through our Konnect experience, defining the what and more importantly, the why behind each element of the hour. Above all, you'll learn how you, our leaders in the room, make a difference in the lives of kids from check-in to check-out. We'll cover a lot, but if you want a deeper dive into anything we learned today, you can find additional training online at leaders.life.church. Let's get started. Up first, prepare to welcome families as they arrive. Give the room a quick check, making sure that it looks safe and inviting. This is also a great time to confirm who will do what during the experience. The MC leads up front through the main portions of the hour. The tech works in the tech booth to run lights, video, and sound. And small group leaders engage with kids in small groups, and then coaches, they offer guidance and support for the whole experience. Small group leaders and MCs have leader guides with step-by-step instructions for navigating each part of the hour. Ask your Life Kids pastor how you can get early access to those leader guides during the week so that you can prepare to bring your best during the experience. Now, as families begin to arrive, position at least one leader near the entrance to greet them with a big smile and to ensure that each child has properly been checked in with a visible name tag. Use this time to get to know the families by name and connect with parents about any helpful info concerning their kids, like he's having a tough morning or it's her birthday. You have a great opportunity to calm those nerves of anxious parents and kids, especially if it's their first time. Free time is a great pre-experience opportunity to build relationships with kids and have fun together. When the first interaction that kids have with you is through play, it's easier for kids to trust you and base their relationship with you on something positive. And while it's important to have fun, it's also critical to do it safely. So if you see any inappropriate activities like running, yelling, picking each other up, or throwing things, respectfully explain to the kids that that activity isn't safe for everybody and redirect their attention to fun alternatives that you can do together. When it's time for the Konnect experience to begin, the tech exits the pre-experience music and presses play on the Konnect experience video. The video begins with a countdown timer and will run all the way to the end of the hour, with each part of the experience playing at the appropriate time. The tech won't need to push any buttons or pause or play from here on out. However, techs are in charge of lighting for all the transitions, so get to know the control panel well and let your Life Kids pastor know if you have any questions. Use that 5-minute countdown to get the room picked up and to get kids into their small groups. Focus on keeping this time fun and relational by keeping these things in mind. Celebrate kids who are cleaning up and comfort the kids who might be upset that free time is ending. Give lots of high fives and let the kids know the fun is just getting started. While the countdown timer runs, the MC announces the names of each small group leader, having them raise their hand up high, and they remind the kids which grade usually sits with that leader. Some leaders prefer to form small groups by grade or gender, but you're welcome to leave it flexible and allow kids to choose their own groups, as long as kids are fairly evenly distributed among the leaders. Small group leaders, listen for the MC to call your name and begin to gather your small group. As the timer winds down, sit down with your group. Try to sit in the same area of the room every single week so that any stragglers can find you easily. Now, if any kids aren't in a small group after cleanup, the MC or the coach can quietly help them find their fit. So small group leaders, they can stay seated with their groups for small group welcome time. Before we talk through what small group welcome time looks like, you might be wondering, why do we focus so much on small groups? Leading small takes a big group and breaks it up. The same few kids sit with the same small group leader every week to build relationships. The basic philosophy is that kids who are known and loved by God's people can learn they are known and loved by God. Leading small helps leaders because it's less overwhelming and it cuts down on distractions. Even more, it's rewarding. It's leadership instead of control, and it builds trust and faith with their kids. And leading small helps parents. It builds security and decreases anxiety. It shows parents that they're not alone and that their kid matters to other people too. So let's talk about how you can lead this way through small group welcome time. Small group leaders use the small group welcome portion on their leader guide to start their conversation with their group, including a welcome question that's also displayed on screen each week. If kids are nervous or slow to speak, share your thoughts first to help them feel more comfortable talking in the group, but aim to let the kids speak more than you do. This builds trust and lets each kid know they matter. MCs, techs, and coaches can assist during this time by helping any solo kids find small groups or by giving other leaders additional support as needed. If a kid doesn't want to join a small group, you can sit with them and talk about the welcome question and look for ways to get them interested in joining a small group. After 3 minutes, the MC and small group leaders will encourage everyone to stand to their feet and sing and dance along with the theme song. The theme song for Konnect sets an energizing tone for the rest of the hour. It's a super simple visual map to let kids know what Konnect is all about. Small group leaders keep their group together for the duration of the song. When it's done, sit back on the floor, or for bonus points, melt to the floor with your kids, being ready for the next part of the hour, the intro connection and rules video. During the 30-second intro connection, the MC will lead from the front to help transition to the next part of the hour. They'll follow the talking points as listed on the MC intro connection portion of the MC Leader Guide. Small group leaders can use these 30 seconds to help their kids transition well by keeping their kids close and leading them to focus on the MC. The rules video outlines expectations for Konnect. As leaders, you can keep it positive by making it interactive and upbeat. As the video plays, the MC silently counts the rules on their fingers and helps keep kids' attention on the screen. All other leaders encourage the kids to participate by following the MC's example of counting along on your fingers. Model good listening and say the rules along with the on-screen characters when it's time. After the rules video, the MC stays standing and transitions to offering time with the giving connection. The MC has 3 goals for this time, which can be found in the MC Giving Connection portion of their leader guide. They are recap the rules, explain that helpers are getting chosen to pick up the offering, and pitch to offering and worship. Small group leaders, if a kid in your group is selected to help pick up the offering, send them to get their bucket right away. As the offering teaching video plays, small group leaders should lead their kids to pay attention to the video and help their kids get their offering into the bucket when it comes to their group. When the offering video ends, we roll right into worship. You know your Konnect team is winning when you see a room full of Konnect kids pouring their hearts out by singing and dancing for God. Here are some great ways to make worship a powerful experience for you and your kids. Worship time begins with a brief teaching video to set the stage for what worship is and why we do it. All leaders can set a great example by focusing on the video and waiting to stand up until the video says to do so. Worship time consists of 2 songs, complete with motions that the MC or your designated worship leader will lead through from the front of the room. Small group leaders can prioritize group relationships by keeping their kids together and worshiping with them as a team. All leaders in the room can encourage positive participation during worship. High five kids who are doing a great job, tell them they're doing awesome, and if your room allows it, send them to the front of the room as a worship leader. You can also encourage greater participation by redirecting distracting behaviors like running, chatting, or rolling on the floor. Respectfully remind kids in your small group to stay near you and focus on worshiping God instead of playing with each other. Throughout this time, encourage authentic worship, not forced participation. If a kid isn't participating, you can ask them to try it out or dance with you, but they may just want to stand there with their arms folded despite encouragement, and that's okay. Your encouragement over time may be the ticket to making them feel more comfortable. And what if a kid won't even stand up? Let them have the option to remain seated, but choose a safe spot near you so that no one trips over them and gets hurt. After the 2 songs are done, MCs celebrate a wonderful time of worship and direct kids to sit back in their groups to do an activity together. That's using the MC Activity Connection portion of their leader guide. Small group activity time helps kids connect further with their small groups through a fun, interactive, shared experience that sets the stage for the content that will be taught later in the teaching episode. If you have any questions about the activity, bring them to your coach or Life Kids pastor before the hour so that you can figure out how to do the activity as written. Review the small group activity portion of your small group leader guide. This tells you at a glance what materials you'll need and what to do with them. Small group leaders, the point of the activity isn't to finish. The point is to have fun together, so don't rush. The MC, coach, and tech can support small group leaders by looking out for groups with missing materials, kids who need extra support, or groups that may be too small or too big and need another leader to step in. After about 9 minutes, you'll hear the music start back up to indicate that small group activity time is almost over. The MC can help keep things running on time by using the microphone to remind all small group leaders to start cleaning up. As you clean up, put all materials back in your bin, even small toys and crafts that your kids are supposed to take home. They can be distracting during the teaching video and discussion time if you let kids keep them. Let kids know you'll return the items when it's time to go home. When activity time is over, the MC will have about 30 seconds to celebrate the activity, introduce the teaching point the kids will soon learn, and throw it to the Konnect HQ teaching show using the MC point connection portion of their leader guide.
We are Konnect HQ.
The Konnect HQ teaching show is all about introducing information in a fun way. Let's talk about how you can lead small and lead effectively even while you're watching a video. For starters, most kids are social learners, meaning they take in and learn information when they're able to interact with other people. As leaders, you can use your small group as a place where kids will be able to interact with you and better understand what they learn. Don't demand complete silence during the episode. Instead, encourage focused response. So, when something funny happens, laugh and encourage your kids to do the same. If it's a sad part, admit it quietly and make kids feel comfortable to do the same. Always participate verbally in saying the point and Bible verse along with the episode, and do the motions with the verse too. The MC, coach, and tech can remain visible so kids can see that you're also into the show and that you're participating. If you're in 100%, your kids will be too. Throughout the video, be mindful to compliment kids who participate and redirect kids who are losing focus or getting distracted. And always keep an ear open for kids to communicate with you. They may have a great observation or a question that you can address quietly while the video plays, or that you can have them bring up during small group discussion time later on. If a kid is struggling to keep calm and focused, offer a fidget toy for them to quietly play with. Life Kids keeps a supply of sensory support items on hand to help kids stay regulated, calm, and to help them learn in a way that works for them. Lastly, always remember to create appropriate boundaries. Some kids may want to cuddle while they relax and watch a video, so here's a few tips to help you address their needs while also helping them learn to respect personal space. Sit side by side. Help kids learn to respect the personal space of others by asking them to sit next to you instead of on your lap. Give high fives. For kids who want a roughhouse, let them give you a high five to get it out of their system. Offer a hand. If a kid wants to snuggle up a little too close, offer them to hold your hand instead. After about 17 minutes, the episode of Konnect HQ will come to an end, and the next video will immediately begin the Konnect HQ ABCs. The following ideas will help kids dial into the salvation message of the ABCs video, and they'll help you know what to do when a kid says they want to give their life to Jesus. Off the top, leverage the funny parts. The first part of the ABCs video is always something funny that connects to the weekly episode. Small group leaders, you can point to the screen and talk about how silly it is, or ask your kids if they just saw the ridiculousness to help draw them in. The MC and small group leaders can model showing the A, B, and C of the salvation video in sign language and shouting out the words admit, believe, and choose along with the video. Those small participation tricks help kids stay tuned in to the information being presented. When this short video wraps up, one of your kids may indicate they want to follow Jesus. Celebrate with them. This is an amazing moment for that child and for you as their leader. But don't say a salvation prayer with them just yet. This is a moment their parents will surely want to be a part of. Let the kid know you're proud of them and that you want to continue talking with them during your small group discussion time. Okay, the ABCs video has ended and it's time to transition to small group talk and prayer. The MC will use the MC wrap-up connection portion of their leader guide to briefly recap the ABCs, lead the room through the Bible verse they learned in the teaching video with the motions, and pitch to a time of small group discussion and prayer, reminding kids to stay in their group until everyone is checked out. Small group talk and prayer time is where leading small can really pay off. It's the most important and meaningful part of the whole experience when kids feel the most connected and safe in their group. Small group leaders use the small group talk and prayer section of their leader guides for ideas on what to review and discuss together. First, know the goal. The goal of this time is authentic connection. For a kid to know that what they learn in church matters in their everyday life, their connection with each other and with you needs to be real. Help them know that you and their peers care and that they're safe sharing what's on their minds. Really listen to them and help the other kids in the group listen well too. Model good listening by not talking too much. As a leader, you know you have a lot to share, but remember that your role is to provide a safe place for kids to talk through what they're learning and what they're struggling with. Aim to let kids talk 80% of the time and limit yourself to talking 20% of the time. Second, be smart with your guide. If you're more focused on covering everything in the leader guide than you are on what your kids are saying, you might be squashing what they really need to talk about. Make sure you choose questions that are right for your group. Not every question on the leader guide is going to be a good fit. Some may be too complex for first graders, while some are too easy for third graders. So pick and choose. It's okay. Some weeks, you might find that a kid is really struggling and needs your group to listen and support them. Allow your group to be a safe place to talk about tough things like divorce or losing a loved one, moving, bullying, or sibling fights. Other weeks will likely be a lot lighter. Your group is obsessed with the latest kid trend. That's okay. As long as your kids are feeling supported, loved, known, going off topic now and then won't hurt. A little more about tough topics. If a kid is sharing a story that's scary or inappropriate for the other kids to hear, your MC or coach can have a one-on-one conversation with them so that they can share more about what's going on. Always reach out to a Life Kids staff member if you suspect abuse, neglect, homelessness, or a family in great need of material, emotional, or spiritual support. If any of your kids mentioned during the ABCs earlier that they want to follow Jesus, now's your chance to celebrate with them. Let them know how excited you are for them. But again, don't pray a salvation prayer with them just yet. Instead, let them know you'll talk with their parents about it when they come for checkout so that parents have that opportunity to take the lead and be present for that precious moment in their child's life. As time draws to a close, take some time to pray together. Let kids in your small group share the things they want to talk to God about, and you can keep track of them. You can ask kids to pray for each other, or you can lead the whole group in prayer. After about 13 minutes, it should be time for parents to start arriving for checkout. If you've made it through all the sections of the leader guide, check out the What to Do with Extra Time section in the small group leader guide for some fun ideas. Staying in your groups for checkout time is important. Checkout is more than a procedure to help kids be safe. It's an opportunity to show parents Konnect isn't just a fun place to play, it's a place where their kid is known and loved. Let's talk through a few tips to help you lead through checkout like a pro. Small group leaders can greet each parent who comes to their small group with a genuine smile and a positive attitude. Try to memorize which kid belongs to each parent and say something positive and specific about each child to their parents. The MC, tech, and coach can move to the exit door to compare name tags with checkout codes. If you have enough people, one person can stand near the entrance to Konnect to greet parents and direct them to their kid's small group. If a kid had a rough day, checkout time may not be the best place to partner with the parent on a helpful strategy. Instead, your Life Kids pastor is there to support you during these times, so be sure to have a conversation with them after the hour is over. Once the last kid is checked out, take a few minutes to reset the room and tidy up a bit so that it's ready to go for next time. Then give yourself a pat on the back because you did a great job. Thank you so much for walking through the overview of the Konnect experience. You're not simply learning how to entertain kids for an hour. You're equipping yourself and other leaders like you to make a lasting difference in the lives of the next generation. You might be the first impression a child has of the love of Jesus. It's a big responsibility, and it's a beautiful calling. We know Jesus has empowered you with everything you need, and we can't wait to see the life change that is ready to begin in your church. You've got this.